Robert King as he delivers his farewell address.
Can everybody hear me? Yes. Cool. Okay, most of you probably haven't even heard me talk, so yeah, we'll see how this goes. The first thing I'd like to say is that the superintendent guy kind of ruined everything for me because, first of all, he's a way better speaker, and secondly, he kind of stole my speech. But think of this as the boring, elongated version of what he said, but I have quotes. So,
this is gonna be interesting.
I'm just gonna read it right off the page. Oh, and yeah, I did write this last night, so. I think that too often when we were growing up, we were encouraged by our parents and mentors to follow our hopes and dreams and do everything necessary to see those dreams through to the end. And now that might sound a little funny or maybe in contradiction of what you're used to hearing. And I think that's because all of us, we grew up hearing that our dreams are the most important of all. But today I'm going to try and convince you that really they're not. So to start this argument off, I'd like to ask a rhetorical question. What is the best way to go about pursuing your hopes and dreams, your aspirations? Anyone who has parents, anyone who has grandparents or guardians or mentors or teachers knows the answer to that question. I think we would all agree that the best way to move forward in a big way is to move backwards in a small one. We've all heard this sort of thing before. You sacrifice your current situation, your current happiness for a future that is improved in some way. That sort of thing goes all the way from when we're toddlers and our parents tell us to save dessert for after our meal, all the way up till these past couple months when many of our parents and our mentors are telling us to go to college, to spend the next 2 to 8 years of our lives studying and learning and working hard so that later in life we can have a job and support a family and generally be happy. So we're all familiar with the idea of sacrificing our present state for a future state. And in a sense, it's almost like you're sacrificing yourself for another person. That other person being the person you will be in 10 or 20 years or what have you. I mean, if you intend to improve during that time, surely the person you will be is different from the person you are now. So it's like you're sacrificing yourself for someone else, even if you will become that someone else in a matter of years. But anyone who knows anything about life knows that this dream of who you can be in the future is actually pretty uncertain. You wake up every morning and you might have a plan for the day of how to go about accomplishing your dream, but really you have no idea if you'll be able to go about it the way you want to go about it. Many adults in the audience, I don't know most of you, but I'd probably guess that you aren't the person you thought you'd be at this age. Maybe you're more of a person than you'd like to be, maybe you're less of a person than you'd like to be. Whatever the case, things didn't work out exactly the way you planned, I'm willing to bet. All of this to say, we can make all the plans in the world, but in truth, we just have to have faith that these plans will come to completion. Now, I'm a person who likes to plan things out. I like to think that I have the next 10 years of my life at least vaguely planned out. But these past 4 years of high school, I had no real plans. I did not intend to become valedictorian. I always assumed they would give this honor to a smart person. But these past years, as I stumbled about, trying to find my way, the most certain things in my life were not my own plans. In fact, this goes for all the years of my life, not just the ones in high school. The most certain things in my life have actually been the plans that other people have for me. Now, this might sound a little in contradiction to what you hear in music and in movies and even in your classrooms, but basically, you are not a one-man show, so to speak. There are countless people in your life who love you and care about you and want you to succeed. Your parents, your mentors, your pastor, your teachers. Their plans for you may not be the same plans that you have for yourself, and because of this, conflict often arises. Despite this, there's no denying the positive impact these people have on your life on a daily basis. They regularly sacrifice themselves for you. They regularly have given up their own dreams to further your dreams. In a sense, you are the embodiment of some of their hopes and dreams. Now, I don't know about the bad teachers, but the good teachers really do want you to learn and to go on and to use what they've taught you to better yourself in life. Your parents and your guardians as well, you may not always agree with them, but whether you like it or not, they have helped you tremendously. They have given you a place to sleep, something to eat, clothes. Some of you, they've given cars and phones. They have encouraged you in school, sports, and clubs. You can't even imagine what you would be like without their influence in your life. All this to say, they sacrifice for you and has helped you to achieve your dreams. Now, to bring this argument to completion, I'm going to tell you that you shouldn't just thank these people who have helped you, you should also emulate them. You should copy them. You should look around you and see who needs help fulfilling their hopes and dreams and seek to help them. And in many ways, we're adults now. That means that the time for us receiving help is coming to an end. Now is the time for us to give help to others, to sacrifice ourselves for others. In one bit, no one may have told you this growing up, but I can guarantee you that someone showed you, demonstrated for you the kind of sacrifice I'm talking about. Now, I'm not saying any of this to discredit pursuing your own dreams, but remember that everyone has dreams. Everyone aspires to something. And everyone needs help with these aspirations. You can be that help. It's good sometimes to set your own dreams aside for a while and focus on some other person's hopes and dreams. Some people go their entire lives without doing this sort of thing. So I hope you don't miss out on the opportunity to teach someone, to parent someone, to mentor someone, to pastor someone, to guard someone, to help some other person in need. And honestly, all of us are in need in some way. Now, in closing, I'd just like to say that the last 4 of my years have been pretty miserable. I sincerely hope you experience the same sort of misery, and I say that in the most loving way I can, because misery and accomplishment are a good pairing. As long as you are miserable and accomplishing your dreams, then you're in a pretty good situation in your life. And I don't say this to mean that accomplishing things is miserable, but it takes a certain kind of effort. It's like being on an uphill climb. They call it an uphill climb because it is hard, but a good person with good support is able to pull through that difficulty in the hope of reaching the summit of their achievements. So, this is the last thing I'm going to say. If the only things that stand between you and your goals are hard work and time, you should be about the happiest person in the world, because time passes quickly and work is a good thing. Now this is the last thing I'm going to say. If there's anything I learned in English class, it's that the best way to sound legit is to quote things. So I'm going to quote something. It's a verse from one of my favorite songs from my favorite music artist, Tool. Mr. Sproul, this is the part where you close your ears. This is from the song Parabola. Alive I, in this holy reality, in this holy experience, choosing to be here in this body holding me. Be my reminder here that I am not alone in this body holding me, feeling eternal. All this pain is an illusion. Trolling round with this familiar parable, spinning, weaving round each new experience, recognize this as a holy gift and celebrate this chance to be alive and breathing. This body holding me reminds me of my own mortality. Embrace this moment. Remember, we are eternal. All this pain is an illusion. And this is the last thing I'm going to say tonight, for real this time. And really, this is what I should have started with, and this is what I should have ended with, because it perfectly summarizes what I was trying to say in a lot less time. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 13 from the New Testament. If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. if I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor, and give over my body to hardship, that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be still. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part, but when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me. For now we see only a reflection as in a mirror, then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And now these three remain, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. And this is the last thing I'm going to say. I wish all of you a good night and a good life. Thank you.
We'd have to stand at least.